But the Rockets,
Yes.
Kevin Durant, is is he having to do too much
Yes.
for the Rockets' success?
I'm going to say yes. And this isn't what Kevin is saying. This is Kim Davis saying it. I that he's having to do. I mean, they're nice when you think, okay, let's give him a little bit of a break tonight. Like, and you can't close a game out. The game when they played against, there's some that come to mind, Boston here. Um, I don't know. I just think to answer your question, yes, he is. But listen, at 37, he is still very, very effective offensively. He is still obviously one of the best scorers in the game. And he's having to do a lot. I think that the backcourt is coming along. I've heard some people locally, a particular host on a local radio show that's often talking about how Amin Thompson is taking a step back, and I just want to call in if I don't do that and say, dude, I know you don't really go to the games or cover any of this, but you do realize he's not out of position.
Right.
Like he hasn't taken a step back. Now I think he's doing a good job when he's running the point. That's not his natural position. And so while he can do it and he can get better at it because he's just an incredible athlete involved there, and he's a sponge to learn what he needs to do. He was just so dynamic on the wing.
Right.
And so now you've got him doing something else. And then, of course, Reed Shepard is, um, you know, he's shooting the ball well. They're getting
Reed
somebody
is not a
out.
Reed is not a point guard either.
That's right, exactly. He's not a point guard either. And I think that's going to matter even more when it gets to the playoffs. It's gonna matter in the 7-game series. But I do wonder sometimes, Chris, maybe late in games when they need some offense and they don't have Reed on the court. I think that's an Ime thing, and I wonder about that sometimes.
Do they think Reed is just a defensive liability when it gets down to crunch time? Is
Ime
that it?
does.
Ime
Huh?
does, but it's not. This isn't the defense they had last year. They don't have that edge, and I know that that's the kind of coach Ime is. But like he said after one of the games, they don't. Dylan not having Dylan Brooks and not having Fred VanVleet, that took away some of that defensive edge and grit that they had previously. Kevin is not a defensive juggernaut at this point in his career. That's not, and he
No,
didn't come here for that. You
no.
know, he still is. He was much more of that on the wing. You're not really getting it from Reed, and that's not necessarily Alton's strength either.
And they missed Steven Adams as well.
And they definitely miss Steven Adams. So they've got some pieces that aren't there. But so with that said, play me. Or I'm one that also says, give me more Aaron Holiday. And I know some people say, well, he's a defensive liability. Okay, who can somebody score? At least you can run the point.
I think Mr. Big Texco, thank you for the comment, sir, and your support of the Houston Round Ball Review as always. I think his no is to our statement that KD is not having to do too much. But the other part, Alp, what do you say about Alp lately? He's been up and down.
Yeah,
You agree?
I think he has been up and down. I think he would tell you he's been up and down. And I think that they brought Kevin here to be a closer, and so Um, he doesn't mind playing and doing a lot, but I'm speaking in terms of a 37-year-old player that if you're going to do anything in the playoffs, you're going to need him, and you're going to need him logging the kind of minutes he's logging now. I don't know how realistic that is that he does that for 82 games and then does it in the playoffs. That's my point when I say I think he's doing a little too much.
Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly, that because of the minutes he is playing and his age and his recent injury problems, that KD's played so well and so long, so many minutes this year. I'm honestly kind of waiting for Father Time to catch it to him and say, yeah, now it's time for you to have a nagging injury. He hasn't had it yet. And now, last few days, he talked about playing in the
In the
2028 Olympics.
Olympics,
And I mean, that's okay. That's 2 seasons from now. And he could probably do it. He'd be more like, I think, Tyrese Halliburton role this 24 Olympics and not play much at all, be the veteran if needed, break glass kind of thing. This could be more of a younger roster in 28. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on starting Reed Shepard
So you're starting him at what? The
and
2
Mr.
guard?
Big starting? Give me.
Instead of
Let's
who?
go. Who's the starting five? So who is Reed replacing? I'm
Right.
curious about that. So yeah, and he'll chime in with that. I'm sure.
Okay.
KD. Would it be Reed, Amen, KD, Jabari, and Alpi? Is that who he's thinking of?
So you would start him instead of like
Sorry.
Tari Eason?
I
Hmm.
mean, I'm kind of okay with that. I guess. I mean, that kind of
Yeah.
makes some sense. Depending on opponent. No, no, I'm okay with that. But I'm just Reed is not a point guard.
He's not a point guard.
Okay, he's a confident shooter now, which is great
That's
to see.
great. Hmm.
Um, he could play off KD and Alp a little bit. Oh no, he's going a little different. Oh wow,
Reed, Katie, say, oh, you're not going to start him in?
wow, that's interesting.
That's interesting. Okay.
That's wow. hmm.
Reed, Katie, Alfie, Jabari, and Tari. So there won't be a starting lineup without our men. I can pretty much tell you that, just because
Yeah,
of
I
how they
agree with
feel
that
about him.
as well. Yeah, I don't see that happening. And Tari is solid as a starter. I think he's more impactful coming off the bench.
I think he is too. So
And
your starting backcourt is going to be Reed and Tari?
yeah, and that I don't like that at all. Uh,
Yeah.
going back to this, I'll pull up D skills comment once again. I don't like Atari Reed backcourt. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't like that. That's his take on it. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. Now D skills, the producer of the new intro for FTS. Thank you as always, my man. I may have to add you tweak it again and add a new person. Going to have a seventh person joining the show next Sunday. Miss Laquita Thompson. She'll be joining us. So we're going to have 3 women and then 4 men, and then we'll rotate based on availability.
I
So
need
she's
to
agreed
get
to join
some
the show.
skills town information. Maybe you can help me with um, I need to do a couple intros. I'll get
Yeah.
his information from you.
Okay. I can do that. Not a problem. But Reed, I, Reed, Reed's turnovers can be maddening
Yeah.
to Ime especially, but Reed is not a point guard.
Right.
I mean,
You know who
so
else turns it over a lot? Kevin
Kevin
Durant.
Durant. Kevin Durant. Yes, he does.
Not to put them in the same category at all.
Agreed. But they double KD a lot, the rich KD, not our
Right.
KD right here. And Kevin makes some bad decisions, or he's late on a pass, or he tries to thread a needle, or whatever. So he's had some 5, 6, 7 turnover games too.